All right, welcome back from break. I am guessing if you are like me, after a long break, it's going to take a little bit to get that brain to remember what on earth you were doing before we had a break. So, what we're going to do today is kind of reiterate and make sure you've got all of these different Creative Commons symbols down, how they are used, and what they mean. This is important because I want you to not just understand what it means to use someone else's work, but to start protecting your own work if you are creative and either write or create your own music, create your own artwork, photography, all those things. So here's what you need. Get your journal. Get the reference sheet that I'll show you in a moment. Make sure you have your Chromebook. And I forgot to put on here something to write with. So put pencil or pen. Okay, pause the video so you can make sure that you've got all these things ready and raring to go. And this is the worksheet that I am talking about, or this reference sheet. All right, as I'm looking at this, because I didn't create this thing, I got it from somebody else, and it's a great resource. But as I read through it more carefully, we got to add some things. Okay. So, first one, 0, CC0. You'll notice sometimes they put a slash through the number 0 so you don't confuse it with the letter O. Okay, here's what this means. Public domain means anybody can use it. They say reuse. Okay, you don't have to give credit and you can change it. So I'm going to say you can modify it if you so choose, because there's no restrictions whatsoever on this thing. All right, so when you see that, sweet. Second one, it's called attribution. The letters are BY for by, and you see the icon is a person. Notice this one is on every single combination now for Creative Commons. So it's always going to have who created it and give them credit. All right, I'm going to move myself up here now. All right, so that you're always going to see person. Next, this one I think is the most confusing one, the SA, which means share alike. Now, what this means is you can change it. You can modify it. When I look through this, it says labeled for reusing it, meaning you can use it. You have to give credit and you have to add this label to it. But the one thing that's missing is that you can change it or you can modify that piece of work. So if it's a photograph, you could crop it a little bit. You could add some kind of text to it. All right. So add the words can modify there. This next one, which has the equal sign means you cannot, you will never see SA and ND together because they're opposite. So ND, where it says no derivative works, you can use it, you have to give credit, but you cannot change it. So say can't modify. Okay. That's the big clarification. Non-commercial means you can't make money. So non-commercial, no money. And that's pretty obvious by the symbol. And then you have the different combinations here. Notice here they say, here you can modify. And then on this bottom one here, whenever you see that equal sign, I just want you to add again. Can't modify. No changing. You must use it in its original state. Okay? Those are the big things. As you, in this next week or two, are going to start searching for work that you want to use, if you see the copyright symbol, that is a bzzt, can't use it. Here's the thing. In theory, you can, but you have to write and get written permission to use it. So, as a practice, because we're creating websites which are wide open for anyone to see, you can't just go and take somebody's work, even if you're giving them credit. They haven't given or released permission when they have a copyright on it. You must ask. Okay. So, those of you that are doing things with sports, you're going to have to be really, really careful, especially with regard to athletes and sports shots. Okay. Those are the ones that are most often copyrighted. These are how these photographers make a living, is their work. And so we're going to honor that by making sure don't use a copyrighted image. All right. All right, so today you're going to do a couple of different activities to help reinforce this before we get back into code.org. All right, good luck. Have some fun today. Get your brain back on, and welcome back.